There are worse things than chastity, Mr. Shannon. Years ago, Grandfather and I were at the Raffles Hotel in Singapore, and doing very well there, making our expenses and more. One night, in the palm court of the Raffles, we met this sort of nondescript Australian businessman. You know, plump, bald-spotted, with a bad attempt at an upper-class accent. He was alone and looked lonely. Grandfather said him a poem, and I did a quick character sketch of him, which was shamelessly flattering. He paid me more than my usual fee and gave Grandfather $5 million. He even bought one of my watercolors. Then it was Nono's bedtime. The Aussie salesman asked me out in a sampan with him. Well, he'd been so generous. I accepted. Yes, I accepted, I did. Grandfather went up to bed, and I went out in this sampan with this lady's underwear salesman. I noticed he grew more and more agitated as the afterglow of the sunset faded out on the water. And finally, eventually, he leaned towards me. And he looked intensely, passionately into my eyes. And he said, "Miss Jelks, would you do me a favor? Would you do something for me?" And I said, "What?" And he said, "If I turn my back, if I look the other way, would you take off a piece of your clothes and let me hold it? Just hold it." And then he said, "It'll only take a few seconds." And I said, "A few seconds for what?" He didn't say. But I gratified his request, and he kept his promise. He looked the other way while I said, until I said, "Ready." I turned away while his satisfaction took place. The moral is oriental. Accept whatever you cannot change. The situation was embarrassing, not violent. I left and returned to the hotel unmolested. I mean, it was so lonely out there in the sampan, with violet streaks in the sky, and this little Australian man making sounds as if he were dying of asthma. And planet Venus emerging from a clear weather cloud